Hello people, right, today we're going to do a little bit of history and a little bit of geography. So let's start out with the history. And the history is on your workbook, page 31. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got some words we need to fill in. But let's just look a little bit about history. It's talking about the Ice Age. The Ice Age, a period of time when most of the earth was covered with ice and snow. Now the last ice age ended about 12,000 years ago. Let's look at some little bits of history. The earth, here it is, where most of us live. The earth, most scientists agree that the earth was formed about 4.5 billion years ago. Okay. Dinosaurs died out about 66 million years ago. Dinosaurs died out. The last ice age ended about 12,000 years ago. And modern people that looked a little bit like you and me, they were first around the earth about 300,000 years ago. So some big numbers there. So you can see 300,000 out of 4.5 billion is a tiny, tiny amount. We've only been on the earth a little bit compared to how old is the earth. So what have we got to put in? Some words here. Okay? So if you listen to me, read this, all you got to do is fill in these missing words. Are you ready? So, talking about animals called mammoths, big hairy looking elephants. What were mammoths? Where were they from? Mammoths were very large elephants with long hair and tusks in the Ice Age. They were mammals. They lived on the plains, it's the flatlands of Europe and North America. Mammoths weren't meat eaters, they were plant eaters. Now at the same time, okay, wolves and saber-toothed tigers were their enemies. These animals were fierce, aggressive, very dangerous. Mammoths were scared of men. Men were hunters. They hunted mammoths for their meat and for their fur. Okay, so let's put those words into there and then let's match these with the pictures, okay? So tusks, elephants still have tusks. Caveman, okay, early people lived in caves, hadn't got around to building houses by that time. Wolf, a mammoth, okay, and there's our tiger with big teeth called a saber-toothed tiger. So that's a little bit of our history. Okay, the earth is about 4.5 billion years old, but people have only been on the earth only 300,000 years. Dinosaurs died out 66 million years ago, so there were no people when there were dinosaurs. They never got together, only in films. Okay, second one, we're going to do a little bit of geography, which is Workbook 32. Now let's just look. Here's our earth. Here it is, it's round, of course. The blue is the oceans, the salt water, the seas, and the coloured bits is the land, where we live, okay? So, let's look at this picture here. The blue are the oceans. You've got the Pacific Ocean here and here. Don't forget the earth is round, okay? Indian Ocean, Atlantic, and the Arctic. And then, amongst the oceans, we have the land. Now, the pieces of land are called continents. Continents are big pieces of land. And we have 7 continents. North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, where we live, and then Australia and the islands around Australasia. And at the bottom, Antarctica. Not many people there, it's too cold, but it is land. It is land. Under the ice and snow, there is land. So we have our continents, inside the continents, we have countries. When people come along, they make countries. So one continent has many countries. Our continent of Asia has Japan, India, Indonesia, Thailand here, China here, and so on. So inside the continent are many, many countries. And then inside the countries we have cities. Like in Thailand, the big city is Bangkok. Okay? And a country will have a capital city. That's usually where the government is. Usually the biggest city. The capital city is where the government of the country is. The capital city of Thailand is, of course, Bangkok. The capital city of England is, of course, London. So, let's have a look here. Here we've got a map of the world, and we have on it many, many countries. Okay? So, all you've got to do is to read this and put in the missing words. They're all of them, in fact, names of countries. Here's the man. He's got an aeroplane. Every day he goes somewhere else. He goes to a different country. See if you can match the names of the countries into the missing spaces there. Workbook 32. It's very easy. If you look here, you'll find that it becomes very easy to do. So, Workbook 31, a bit of history. Workbook 32, a little bit of geography.